I was tagged on this post from Newsday TV a few different times, and it is so appropriate that we talk about this. This man right here, Lewis, he is 68 years old and he's living in a motel. And he's talking about how he got to that point. And I really, really see that this is where a lot of men of right now are going to end up being because they're not pouring into relationships. They're not working like they should. They're not, if they do have kids, they're not building relationships with their kids. And I could very well see them being like this. When I talk about things on my pages and the men come in and they talk about things like, they're playing video games and you boss babes got it, you independent women got it. And I'm just like, okay, but what are y'all going to do? These men are going to end up just like this man, eating frozen dinners or needing to commune with other men. So men are going to have to create something for themselves and other men because they're going to end up like this. He's 68 now. She left him back in 2022. So that means that he got with her when he was 48 years old. So he was already at the tail end of his life, needing to be figuring out what is he going to do. Then he said, I did not know how reliant on her I had become because, and we talk about this consistently, how women are the ones that are running the household. We're doing the things like, buying the groceries, cooking, cleaning, all of these things. So many of the things that men say, that's easy. That's not real labor. That's not work. They take it for granted. It is invisible labor. It is unpaid labor, but it's still labor. It's laborious when you have to do it yourself. The washing of the clothes, the paperwork, all of that. And he's like, I didn't know. When you have to adult for yourself, it is a real smack in the face, especially if you had somebody that was doing it for you, you didn't appreciate it, and now she's gone. Look at this stack of frozen meals. He says here at the end, all I cared about was going out. He didn't plan for his future. He didn't save up any money. He didn't build relationships. He neglected the woman that he was with for 18 years. She's like, absolutely not. She hit her tolerable level of permanent unhappiness and she bounced. How many people will this end up being? So if you are on TikTok, you need to go over to Newsday TV to watch this. If you're on my YouTube channel, I'm going to play it right now. Weigh in and let me know what you think.
I never thought I'd be in this predicament. I was involved in a relationship for 18 years. She initially left back in May of 2022. I didn't realize, I guess, how reliant I had become. I realize that more so now that she's been out of my life for, I guess now 2 years. Most men at 68 are proud of what they've accomplished, or they retired from something they've done for 30, 40 years, something they feel that I could leave a little legacy, or they own a home, or they own something. I am in a hotel room where I'm a squatter waiting to be evicted. No car. I received Social Security, and I didn't have the foresight and the knowledge of realizing, guess what? What about your future? All I cared about at that time was going out, not having any responsibility. I didn't realize how I would hit rock bottom and go beyond rock bottom, if there's such a thing. I'm 68. I've got nothing. Yeah, I feel like my life is over with. I didn't realize how lonely and you feel just so isolated.
So I have a video that is popping on both TikTok and YouTube. This is what it looks like over on YouTube, and I titled it Rising Numbers of Prime-Aged Men Not Engaged in Work, Job Search, or Education. Now, the response to this video has been quite telling. You guys have got to see some of these comments. I used articles that was talking about how millions of men have dropped out of the workforce, how they're not actually training, they're they're just not doing. And it's not even that they are just not doing, they're also not picking up like caretaking duties and handling the home. They're just there. These men are kind of angry, the men that pop up in my comment section, and they're not understanding that it's not us women that are watching these videos and talking about these articles that are to blame. It's not feminism. It is the patriarchy that harms everybody, especially the men at the bottom. So, like this person, Andre, he's why is he saying all this? Because they won't examine how they got to this point, but they can spout these typical talking points. Andre says, what do you strong, independent boss ladies need a man for? Just get a dog or a bear to fix your car, plumbing, electrical. Leave men alone. You do not need us men. When your furnace or AC breaks down, please do not call any men. Find an HVAC lady to come and fix it for you. When your roof leaks, do not call for any men to come fix it. Find a roofing lady to do it for you. Good luck out there, ladies. You are strong and independent. You can do everything yourselves. And then the person at the bottom, MK Ultra, says, you're welcome, ladies. I'm playing video games as a job. He says, y'all can toil it out in the streets. Hi, no one says. A lot of angry, brain dead baby mamas in the comments. You got abused? Get in line, ladies. It happens to everyone. Nobody was talking about abuse in here. Jamil says, the lack of sympathy shown by women here is pathetic. You are not the better gender as you claim. In fact, you're just as bad or even worse than men. Yeah, this is not on us. Showcase saying, y'all cheering for men falling behind looks the same as men cheering though women the women being behind is not a good look or for the okay. He's saying something y'all can decipher. So I took these set of screenshots the first day. This person said, society will collapse if this trend continues. And then to that I said, they're not oppressed or having their jobs stripped. They aren't trying. They need to stop being lazy. And then he says, society has to give them an incentive. And I'm like, okay, what kind of incentive? All right, so I asked, what kind of incentive outside of getting paid? And he says, men will put up with work in order to provide for a family and children and experience love. Absent of that, the work becomes meaningless, and therefore they become happy or content with laziness. The withdrawal becomes incentivized. And I'm like, men aren't going to get a woman and a family simply because they work. Sorry. These men will have to find an incentive like eating and paying for shelter or just be homeless. And then he says, that's exactly my point. A guy can do everything right financially, but if that doesn't lead to a long lasting family bond, then it all becomes meaningless. They'll refuse to pursue that. Also, there's a reason world governments are trying to pour billions into increasing birth rates. This lack of family creation will have severe economic consequences. No one will be able to laugh this off. Laughing at homeless people is a bad moral position to take. And I'm like, men will have to adapt and become likable or they will perish. They're not going to get a family simply because they have a job. He said to me after that wasn't going to help fix society or something like that. And to that I said, I didn't know I was in charge of saving society. Some of these people don't deserve to continue their bloodline, and we don't need that many men in this world to continue a population. I think many of them need to expire. I'm a woman, and this is a woman's space. You're not going to find solutions for men's issues here. I just want women to protect themselves and continue to seize these opportunities from men dropping out of the workforce. And he says, if you're a misandrist, then just say that. But overall, if you're not interested in society being healthy for ourselves and future generations, then sure, I should stop having any moral expectations from you. I don't know why you would have moral expectations from a random person that you don't know, and why you would think that our moral expectations would be the same. He says, apparently, we do need more men participating because the population replacement level is plummeting and every government from every developed nation is panicking. So it looks like you're wrong on that front. But he's wrong on this because I am cheering for the birth rate to plummet to hell until everything gets situated. So that's the reason why we can't really have a normal conversation because we're not even on the same baseline. society is going to have to change, and the birth rate and patriarchy will have to crumble at this point. But I just said, I don't worry about replacement rate. I think we need less people to exploit. If you want more people and for men to do better, you create a plan and a network to roll this plan out. Good luck. So that's where I am. He says every educated and respectable economist has made it very clear why you should worry. But again, he says I'm lacking a moral fabric. Okay, I mean, I'll take that. But where we stand now, like I said before, they're going to have to be likable. Women get to choose because we can go out and work for ourselves. And if we're not on the same page, having men participate in the home, be likable, all of these things, women are saying no to that. Now I want to shift to what some of the women were saying on my TikTok page. Dollface says the majority of my department is female. Witch Hazel What says all of my coworkers and bosses are women. Jess McClure says we would have outperformed hundreds of years ago too if we were allowed to be educated. I Hate It Here says, I'm in a forensic medicine program. I'm going to a human decomposition lab next month, and it'll be all women. And there's 15 women. This woman says, I'm in my last year of medical school, and our batch is mostly girls because most of the boys dropped out over the years. And then Lefty Leftist says, this is why they want to get rid of swimmertion and IVF. They know the data and that men are becoming obsolete every year. And when it comes to IVF, women can have a baby and not have to have a male attached to it. They just need the sperm and they can do IVF. That's the reason why many of these conservatives and these Republicans are so anti-IVF, because it circumvents patriarchy and women can have babies and raise their families how they want to. That's the reason why they are so anti-IVF. All right, y'all. So, like I said, the difference in the women's comments and the men's comments, the women, we're talking about seizing these opportunities. There are spaces open. Get in where you fit in, but also recognize that some of these people are going to start failing and flailing harder. They might get more dangerous. We see what's going on with these Encelosauruses. So please be prepared for what is coming. Protect yourself how you need to. And just like I said, take these conversations and these opportunities and run with it. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.